what are your thoughts of what you'd like to do after retirement? Because there's again a whole question mark of what Supreme Court judges or the higher judiciary should do.
I would love to do some law teaching.
Some law teaching.
At various levels. Maybe the National Judicial Academy, go there as a resource person. Go to some of the law schools as visiting professor.
Okay.
So therefore, that's one area that I would be looking for.
But suppose the government was to offer you any position, would you accept it?
I won't say anything right now because there is nothing in the pipeline. But if there is an offer which is worthy of consideration, I'm not averse to that idea.
You're not averse. So what do you make then of the debate about whether there should be a certain Lakshman Rekha, that those who retire from the Judiciary Supreme Court should not be taking positions in the government?
Otherwise, take for instance now, there are appointments like NHRC chief. Or there is an appointment like, say, Lokpal. Or there is an appointment like Law Commission chief. Traditionally, these are occupied by persons who have retired from the Supreme Court. Of course, there have been High Court appointments also. Like for instance, Justice Ajit Shah was the chairperson of Law Commission. Today, there is Justice Avasthi who has been now appointed as just a chairperson of Law Commission. But normally, like say B.S. Chauhan, Jagannath Reddy, Jayachandra Reddy. So therefore, these are appointments.
So you do need
which are.
You need a pool of retired judges.
And secondly, if the Parliament thought it fit that a former judge or Chief Justice of the Supreme Court should be the rightful candidate. So do we say that the Parliament's wisdom...
Rajya Sabha.
Rajya Sabha is a completely different thing. Rajya Sabha is a completely different thing. What I mean to say is that places like, say, chairperson NHRC.
Oh, I see. That is, so this is all passed as by the Parliament.
Wherever there is a legislation which the Parliament has passed and the Parliament has prescribed that so-and-so person with requisite experience who was or is judge of the Supreme Court or former Chief Justice of Supreme Court.
That you
we
think
go by the wisdom of the Parliament.
But then you said something like an appointment to Rajya Sabha, which is what happened with the case. No, I'm not saying you said, but I'm saying when you said that's a different thing.
No, I didn't say that. It is for them to decide, those individuals. I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't take the poll like as Justice Gogoi did, you would say no to that?
I won't do that, yes.
Why not? What would be your issue with that?
On a personal front, according to me, that's my personal view. Again, I'm not suggesting that those persons are in the wrong.
Okay.
But to my mind, having held the position as Chief Justice of the country, perhaps I think the position as a nominee member of Rajya Sabha is not the correct idea. Or as a governor of a state is again not a correct idea.
Because it's what? It's a kind of breaching of a Lakshman Rekha? Or
no, not breaching of Lakshman Rekha. It doesn't mean that, according to me, it is going down the level in that sense. I won't call it demotion as such, but certainly not befitting the status of Chief Justice.
Right. But then that's the point about judicial independence, because when you said that the judiciary is independent, the allegation here is that these people were in a quote-unquote rewarded for passing judgments in favor of the executive.
I don't think
and therefore then you get this post-retirement.
I don't think that way. These are all individual choices made by the persons concerned. Say for instance Justice K.S. Hegde. Correct. He was, after he demitted office as judge of the Supreme Court, he contested election as Lok Sabha. So he was not a nominee. He contested elections. Through that elected representative role, he then became the Speaker of the Lok Sabha.
Right.
Correct. So these are all completely different dimensions to the entire
But
matter.
You said personally you would not take it because that's not something that is your cup of tea. But teaching is something that appeals to you.
Teaching, yes.
Teaching is something that, so let's see then, Justice Lalit.